So I just finished a half wall for our patio, and the way I built this half wall was by stacking 10 of these boards vertically in one section, and then 6 feet down the way I had another 10 boards stacked vertically. And between those two sections, I had just a vertical board like this, where the two ends were screwed and glued in to that board, effectively making all the boards joined together at the ends. And I received a common question in person, on Instagram, on Facebook, through various platforms. Just people noticing, hey, you don't have a post in the middle there. Isn't that going to be a problem? Because the current wall is suspended over about 13 feet and there is no support in the middle. And just intuitively, it seems like there needs to be something there because that's how we're used to looking at fences. The short answer is the wall is very strong in the vertical direction. If you look at this, I mean, the way to form your intuition here is where is the thickness of the wood and where is that thickness additive? So what do I mean by that? This is a single board. Here, if we're looking at any vertical force, in order to flex this board, that vertical force has to overcome 5 inches of wood thickness. And if we look at what that takes, can't really do it. I mean, if I really tried, I could probably break this, but it holds up very well to vertical force in that direction. Now, because I have 10 of these boards and they're stacked under each other and they're effectively combined together at the ends, acting as one board, any vertical force doesn't have to overcome 5 inches of wood thickness. It has to overcome 5 times 10, so several feet of wood thickness. In other words, vertically, this wall is very stable. I can span 13 feet of length in suspension without any posts, and the wall will hold up pretty well. And that's what it's been doing so far. Like it doesn't flex in that direction very well. And so that's great. Again, to help formulate our intuition here, we think about wood thickness, and I mean, this wood isn't thick in a different direction. This is about a ½ inch thick, which means that if you look at this wall again, these are stacked like this, the wood isn't very thick across this direction, which is the direction that wind is blowing. So if we look at what force it takes to flex in that direction, it is very easy to flex in this horizontal direction. Furthermore, the fact that I've got 10 boards stacked vertically, because they're stacked vertically and not stacked, outward, that those boards are not self-reinforcing in that direction. So the whole wall can move horizontally as easily as I can move it right here. And that is a problem I want to solve. I'm just solving it differently than what a lot of people's intuition might be. So this is the way I'm solving it. This isn't meant to provide vertical support, again, because the wall doesn't need it, but it will provide horizontal support, or maybe another way of saying that is it'll resist flexing in the horizontal direction because of how this metal post is constructed. It makes it very difficult to flex in that direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this post, hammer it into the ground below the frost line, attach it through a couple screws to the actual wall, and that'll anchor the wall to that spot and help it from flexing in the horizontal direction. Again, it won't provide a lot of vertical support, but it doesn't need it because the wall is very strong in that direction. So hopefully that helps answer some questions. And yeah, let me know if you have any thoughts.